Why don't we choose growth more often? Now, this is both a simple question to answer and a complicated one. We want, we think, we plan, we take steps forward. But at the end of the day, all too often, we remain stuck doing the exact same things that we did before. We think the same thoughts, and we run into the same problems. My name is Mozella Perry at Demi Louie, and I'm happy to welcome you to this week's Mountain Newsletter. Each week, we work towards redefining what it means to have it all, so that you can make the difference that you came here to make and love the life you live. The question that is central to this week's newsletter is, why don't we choose growth? The answer to this question in its simplest form is we are not ready to change. But what does that truly mean? Now, first up on the list of the things that slow us down is fear. Because growth is change, and change is scary. The status quo, on the other hand, is comfortable. In our newsletter, Turning Fear into Fuel, we took a closer look at how fears can impact us and stifle our growth, as well as how to engage with those fears in a way that they are empowering rather than draining. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about fear here. However, on top of fear slowing our growth, there is the fact that change takes work. While our brains are only about 2% of our body weight, they use up about 20% of our body's energy. And our brains have a vested interest in conserving energy. If we do things the way that we've always done them, we can do them on autopilot. So our minds like to do things on autopilot. It takes a lot less energy and a lot less work than figuring out how to do new things. And our minds are a little lazy. They are built to be. Built to default to the default, to a fault. And all of this is okay. There is no inherent problem. There is nothing wrong with it, and there is nothing wrong with you. But it's only by understanding and accepting these underlying conditions that we can overcome them and make the changes that we want to and need to make. Okay, let's dive a little deeper. We are complicated beings, and apart from the desire to stay within our comfort zone, there are often many other driving forces helping, pulling, or pushing us in different directions. This leads us to another challenge in choosing grow. Which way to grow? Here, I quite like using the analogy of a very special plant. If you have plants at home or often go out into nature, you might have noticed that while they might have the predisposition to grow straight up, they often won't. Instead, they will grow towards the window, a gap in a canopy, or away from a rock or a mountain. They are moving towards the sun and reaching for the life-giving light. Simple. Now, if you think about these so popular spiraling lucky bamboos, they are moving towards the sun and reaching for the life-giving light. Simple. Now, if you think about those so popular spiraling lucky bamboo, they are created by continually rotating the source of light around the bamboo plant so that as it keeps growing towards it, it creates that spiral pattern we all know and love. Think of your mind like the bamboo stem and the light as the driving force pulling you towards it. If there are conflicting driving forces, the growth that you manage to make may end up sending you into a spiral, pulling you in multiple directions. Rather than growing straight and tall towards the singular and steady source of light. This is a state of unequivocally knowing what you want in your head and having an internal emotional state that energizes and supports you towards those ends. Now, this is not about only moving towards one thing at a time, but rather about not being in conflict with yourself, not ending up taking truly counterproductive or self-sabotaging actions. All right, on we go. Now, another issue that we have with choosing growth is not knowing how to choose growth. If you were choosing to strike off into the unknown, isn't it better if you have a map? Or better still, someone who has walked those very same steps before? Of course, each person's path will be different, so not literally the same exact steps, but you know what I mean. Someone who has undertaken some similar missions and taken on some similar challenges, that's what you're looking for. You can learn from their mistakes. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. You can't live long enough to make all those mistakes yourself. Learn from others. But you can also learn from their successes, not just their mistakes. Who do you know who has achieved things that you are currently aspiring to? How did they do it? Could the path they had to walk help you understand better what you will have to do and deal with along your own? If so, this could shine some light into the darkness of the unknown. Okay, time for a quick recap of some of the various reasons why we don't choose growth. Number one, we're scared of change, and growth is change. Number two, our minds are somewhat lazy, and growth takes energy. And number three, we're in conflict with ourselves, and growth takes determination. And number four, we don't know how, and growth takes clear direction. It kind of sounds like a lot, a bit of forces that go against growth. But the beauty of it is twofold. Number one, you're here right now. I see you. And what that says to me is that you are already aware that there are things you want to change. Already you're reaching for more and already inviting growth into your life. And number two, absolutely everything you need to move through and get past all of these challenges is already within you. Premium members will click on the video below, and you will learn to work through several life-changing pathways that move you forward toward the growth that may elude you. You will learn what paradigm means as regards why you may struggle with growth, and you will learn how to make a paradigm shift and move forward. And we'll take a deeper dive into lessons from the bamboo.